I thought I would start with a health and safety announcement because I'm a responsible comedian like that, you know. In the event of a fire, exits are at the back. In the event of an explosion, it wasn't me. Good news, you'll be pleased to know I didn't bring my backpack today. I left it on the train. See it, say it. Stop reporting my bags to TfL. Plant fertilizer ain't cheap, you get me? And also, nobody likes a snitch. The reason I'm complaining about snitches, I haven't just come from prison. I've come from somewhere worse, Lewisham. Not far. If you don't know Lewisham, it's a lot like Greenwich, except instead of the Cutty Sark, we've got a Tennessee fried chicken. And instead of Greenwich Market, we've got another Tennessee fried chicken. Anyone here from Lewisham? Have you ever lied about where you're from because you're ashamed? I'm ashamed to admit, when I was younger and I got my first professional job, I lied to people and I said, I'm from Greenwich, you know, because everyone else was posh, you know, and I don't know, I felt bad. But I don't know why, it was weird. Everyone, especially my white colleagues, they knew I was lying, you know, because when I told them I'm from Greenwich, they always said, no, where are you really from, you know? And then that's when I had to tell them the truth, you know? I'm Bangladeshi. I think I think that's what they're talking about. No, but as I've got older, I'm proud to be from Lewisham now, you know? Because as you get older, you start to prioritize convenience over status, right? So Lewisham's a very convenient place to live. I'll give you an example to explain how convenient it is. Has anyone ever smashed their mobile phone screen? Does this happen a lot? If this happens to you, you want to get that fixed straight away because you don't want people to know that you're clumsy and you don't want them to know that you're poor, right? Usually, you have to go to a Samsung store, an Apple store, spend hundreds of pounds, right? If you live in Lewisham, you don't need to do that. Just go to the halal butchers on Lewisham High Street. At the back, do they do mobile phone repair? Does anyone know? You can buy a telephone card as well, if you want to call your family in Nigeria. And 50 quid cash, they'll replace that shit for you same day. Okay, I'll give you one more example. I feel like some of you aren't sold on Lewisham yet. Has anyone ever lost their passport when you need to go on holiday? Very inconvenient. You have to wait 4 months for an appointment with the Home Office. And then when they finally get back to you, they ask you for original copies of documents you lost like 11 years ago, or maybe you never had in the first place, like me. If you live in Lewisham, you don't need to do that. All you need to do, go to the halal butchers on Lewisham High Street. 50 quid cash, they'll replace that shit for you. Same day. Thank you. I haven't been doing comedy that long, but one thing I'm paranoid about is accidentally stealing another comedian's joke, you know? It can happen quite easily. Some of you comedians will have this problem. Because we joke about the similar topics, you know, what's happening in the news. It's something I'm particularly passionate about, because as a white woman... we're already up against a glass ceiling in this industry, and I don't want to give any excuses, you know. I am Bangladeshi. I mentioned that earlier. Those of you who were guessing, you should have got that on the third attempt, I think. I know some of you play that game. You might recognize us from the Indian restaurants because we pretend to be Indian in the Indian restaurants. Does anyone know this? Yeah? Most of you know this by now. We're also a very popular subject on the Daily Mail comment section. Anyone go to the Daily Mail for their news? The most popular online news site. No one here goes on the Daily Mail, no? But yeah, people complain about us a lot down there. They say stuff like, we form ghettos, you know, in like Whitechapel. We don't integrate. we should be banned from the country. You know, reasonable comments like this, you know. Anyway, so one day I decided to show my parents these comments. I said, what do you think? Do you agree with these comments, you know? Surprisingly, they said yes.